Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy. I'm Chris Dom One, and I am back with another video. We're gonna try to do a live stream. Everyone knows the issue I have with my camera, the camera stand for my camcorder, not camcorder, my smartphone. So we're gonna see how this goes. Hopefully, it doesn't fall in the myth of or in the middle of the live stream. Without further ado, let's get into today's topic, okay? This has been flexing and going on in social media for about a couple of hours, and a storm is brewing. Now, I'm going to tell you the details. Apparently, Joe Budden left Complex and Everyday Struggle. Now, Joe Budden is saying that his contract is up. All right, so he's waiting to see how things play out. Now, a lot of insiders, a lot of blogs, particularly social media, are saying that Joe Budden left Complex. Okay, Complex didn't fire him; he simply just left. Now, other people are speculating that, well, maybe Joe Budden is on paternity leave. Okay. Particularly since his wife gave birth to, I believe to their first child. All right. And people are thinking, well, that's probably a possibility. Plus, it's the holidays. All right. But if you check out Joe Budden's Twitter timeline and his Twitter page, and if you read the messages, if you read the tweets that he's been sending, and you start forming an opinion on those tweets, it's coming from a perspective of Joe Budden left Complex because of creative differences. Now, when people say creative differences, they leave off of creative differences. What they're saying in close quote is they got to come up with some more money, right? Now, Joe Budden knows he's a big-time draw on Everyday Struggle. He's literally the Skip Bayless of hip-hop discussion. I feel like in hip-hop, they have a first take, the old-school first take approach to hip-hop, and they do it better than any other outlet out there. They do it better than MTV. MTV is pretty much abandoned music, okay? The same can be said for BET, VH1. VH1 is the king of reality shows, but they also try to, mix it up every once in a while with some hip hop stories and hip hop shows. All right. And if you look at reality, a lot of like Black Ink and all that, they have elements of hip hop in it. Okay. Because it's the culture. But I feel like Everyday Struggle does it better than any other show on TV or off TV, internet, social media, whatever, YouTube, whatever. Joe Budden knows this, and DJ Academics knows this. So Joe Budden is is older than DJ Academics. Joe Budden is playing the game. Joe Budden, he wants a different contract than what he currently what he used to have. He wants a better contract that's going to pay him more, give him more perks, but also give him the flexibility on how the show is going to be run for the foreseeable future. If you look at DJ Academics, he's settled. He's okay with his situation. DJ Academics is still banking on YouTube. He did an article saying that he's the king of YouTube. All right. So DJ Academics is settled. He's not trying to push the envelope and see what he can get as far as more opportunities. He's fine. All right. But when you look at it from Joe Budden's perspective, Joe Budden is looking at it as this is cool and all, but this can be better. All right. And I feel like he has Complex in a pickle. Now, there's also reports out there that suggested that, and this is just rumors, hearsay. This is not 100% factual. This is not coming from Complex. This is just main or informative as Joe Budden. All right. And as far as his personality goes, I really don't see it. All right. I don't think he's that knowledgeable, and I don't think he has the certain drive talking about hip hop and hip hop culture. Okay, that's just me. All right. Now, if they were thinking about replacing Joe Budden, which I don't see them entertaining any type of notion about replacing Joe Budden, but if they was going to literally replace Joe Budden, then why not Big Tigger? All right, he's not as old as Joe Budden. I don't think age is not the problem, and he can create that same type of energy Joe Budden has on hip hop discussions, and he's very knowledgeable. All right, he's not a one-trick pony. He's not the type of person that's going to sugarcoat things. He's going to keep it raw and real. Okay, but he's going to come at it from a different perspective than Joe Budden. They're going to lose the edge if they're thinking about replacing Joe Budden. I don't see it, but Joe Budden knows he has all the cards at his disposal. He's a bigger draw. People come to the come in droves to see the show just to hear what Joe Budden is going to say. Okay, now if you talk about the hip hop industry, when you're talking about the Amigos, when you're talking about Nicki Minaj, when you talk about Lil Yachty, all these other cats out here, they will be tickled pink if Joe Budden is no longer on Everyday Struggle. Everyday Struggle is at the point now where they have power with their words. Their words really matter. You know, like the slogan, when E.F. Hutton talks, everyone listens. The music industry is now starting to listen to and gravitate to Everyday Struggle. Similar to like First Take. When First Take was, and I'm talking about ESPN First Take with Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith, they had the draw where when you're talking about organizations and teams and leagues, they gravitate to what they say because their opinions matter. Okay, and if you look at Everyday Struggle, their opinions really do matter. All right, and they're very influenced. So to me, I don't see Joe Budden leaving. All right, I expect Joe Budden to be back at Complex with a better deal than what he currently had. Okay, he's going to get the money up front, and I also feel like he can be able to explore other avenues and other things under the umbrella of Complex. Okay, I think Joe Budden likes doing the show, but I feel like Joe Budden likes to have flexibility to do other things. Okay, and you don't really see it on television, but when you talk about the dynamics of him and DJ Academics, I don't think those two individuals are going, when the show's over with, they're going to have a brewski. Okay, I don't think they have that type of relationship. I think they tolerate one another. All right, but they don't have that type of dynamic, and you don't really have to have that dynamic to work with somebody. Okay, I feel like the better shows and the better successful shows, when you're talking about a two-host show, it's a better show when both of the individuals do not like one another. All right, because when you like somebody, guess what happens? You kind of ease off a little bit, and you don't really challenge them as hard as you would have if it was somebody that you despised or dislike. Okay, and I feel like with this announcement, I feel like everybody is jumping hoops for the wrong thing. I think ultimately, I think this show is going to have Joe Budden in the future. and they're going to give him a better deal, a better contract. And notice it's only Joe Budden's contract. It's not DJ Academic, and I keep forgetting the girl's name. Forgive me, Adasia, I think that's her name. I think Complex have them already lined up. Okay, so they don't have to worry about those two individuals. If you look at those two individuals, I mean, what other opportunities do they have? Okay, who wants DJ Academics? All right, when the bigger draw is Joe Budden. So that's all I got to say on this. Really nothing else to talk about. All right, I just decided to do a live stream because I noticed a lot of people were on social media going like, yo, man, did you hear the news? I'm like, what news? It's just something to do about nothing. I feel like Joe Budden is on leave, maternity leave, because it's the holidays and he wants to celebrate the holidays with his first child. Okay, so I think things are different when you have your first child with your fiance, your wife, whoever. I don't know who she is in Joe Budden's life, but I feel like he wants to probably spend more time with them, and it has more to do with that than all these other factors. All right, and at the end of the day, we probably done spent 12 minutes talking about something that could have been talked about in 40 seconds. More to do about him spending more time with his family than trying to rework a deal. But like I said, if you read Joe Budden's Twitter timeline, he's coming from it at a different perspective. When I read his tweets, it had nothing to do with spending more time with his family, and that could be the possibility. But guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy. I'm Chris the Don One, and I am out of here. Peace.